Welcome to the second lesson in the Cake Boss project. In this part we're going to be looking at the planning aspect, and it's quite nice, there's not a tremendous amount in this part. We're going to look at creating a mind map of different names for your company. You're going to justify why you've chosen that name and why you didn't choose the others. We're also going to discuss the target audience, and we're going to look at creating something called a mood board. Now, as always, I've provided you with a task booklet here if you need it. If you've got your own way of doing things, that's fine. The task booklet is in PowerPoint format, so pretty much you can open it on anything. Now, the first task that I'm going to need you to do is create a mind map of different names. I don't mind what name you come up with, although it does ask for a minimum of 10. If you want to do more, you can. Whatever name you choose is the name that you're going to be using throughout the project. Okay, so make sure it's a good one and make sure it's one you like. When you open up your task booklet, you will see that on the second page there's an option here which says company names. If you are using PowerPoint, you can click the Smart Art option, and then one of these will allow you to create a mind map type output, something like this. It's totally your choice. You don't have to do it like this. If you've got your own way of doing it, that's your choice as well. On the side here, you've got a notes panel. What I'd like you to do in there is tell me why you've chosen that name, is there any significance with it, and why you haven't chosen some of the other names as well. On the second part, I need you to think about the target audience. So who are we going to target? So if we look here, is there a specific age group you're going to look at? Is there a specific gender you're going to look at? Maybe you're thinking you're going to be making the product maybe certain colours, so therefore you're going to be trying to attract certain people. Your choice. I need you to think about the styles that you're going to be using and think about why you're targeting that type of consumer. Although there's a big part in here, so there's a big chunk of text here, I don't necessarily need this to be full. The last part is looking at creating a mood board. Now, when we create a mood board, you need to think of a few different things. I have put this in as a very quick template here, but as you can see in the PowerPoint here, there's nothing, it's blank. And the reason being, I want it to be blank because I want you to create your own. Now, typically what I would expect to see is things like images that you've used, or images that'll give you inspiration, or images or patterns maybe that'll give you inspiration that you may want to use, any fonts that you're going to use, and any colors that you are going to use. Now, be careful with the colors. Pastel shades, so light blues, light reds, orange, they go together quite well. However, if you are going for prominent colours, like strong primary colours, they may not work and blend that well together. I'm going to show you now a few examples of mood boards that have been created by companies. This is the first example here. This is a mood board for an online real estate agent. So if you look here, they've got a range of colours. Fine. Don't worry about the color codes. You don't need them. Just tell me roughly what the color is. So it's like blue, black, light red, and so forth. They've got then some sample patterns that they've used. Again, you may have patterns, you may not. And they've got some sample photography or illustrations. If I click on the zoom in button, you'll maybe be able to see a bit better. Underneath, they've got some sample typography, what we call text. And they've got there, this is a sample header, this is what they're going to use as another header, that's what the main page content is going to be. So you can see they've got different font styles, different colors, and obviously a different range there. Okay, so that's one example. This is another example. This now is an automobile listing website. So you can see they've chosen a range of different colors there. They've got different sample patterns. They've got people there and photos specifically looking at cars. And again, same sort of thing with the fonts there, right? Notice all of the fonts are quite readable. Right? That's something we need to be careful of. This is another example. This is an architectural firm website. So they've got a range of colors there again, patterns, images, and you can see there now the fonts are still readable. This one here is probably a little bit more sort of out there, but again, it's quite readable and nice and easy to use. This one is quite a nice one, and it's something I use normally with the year 11s as well. This is an example of a mood board for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So you can see the colours they've got there. They're quite light pastel shades. They go well together. You've got lovely patterns on here, images of obviously family and so forth. And then they've got some nice fonts that they're going to use for headings. And then they've got the main text there as well. Okay. Now I'm not expecting anything as complex as this, unless obviously you really want to. But what I've done, I've given you a nice little space here so you can do your own little designs. And obviously you've got access to making tables, so if you wanted to make a table to do anything, or if you want to use the text box tool to make something, or just copy and paste some images in here, you are more than welcome to do that. As I said earlier, you've got the assignment drop, so once you've completed this, please re-upload it to task 2. This lesson probably is going to take you around about an hour-ish to complete, depending on how much time you put in with it. Again, if you need any help, please send me a little message.